All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another stream in this 2024. Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully it's going, as best as you can. And yeah, as usual, I want to start with some of the updates. I wish there was a little bit more than I was hoping, but yeah, I'll get into some of the reasons behind some of the, I guess, the lack of updates or not that many updates. Hey Twix, welcome, welcome. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? Yes, so as I was over this holiday season, as I was working from home, away from my kind of home computer, um, I brought with me my hard drive. I also had the remote repository to rely on, and once I plugged it into the new computer, I ran into a ton of issues, mainly um, around some of the permission issues, like kind of Windows related, because I brought this hard drive from a different machine, plugged it into this other machine, and it saw the documents on there as belonging to some other user. So that kind of created a whole another level of trouble. Hey, Forbims, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Of course, I remember you. Welcome back to the stream. And 10 Star, hey, how you doing? So, um, I wasn't too taken aback by it because I had the remote repository, but the remote repository didn't really contain everything that I was actually ignoring from from my main folder. So what I ended up doing, I ended up pulling the remote repository, which I know everything worked. And this was kind of a plan of mine from a while back, was to kind of clean up the repository and and just keep what I needed, because if you remember one of the last streams, we were looking at some of these stats, and they were really, I mean, they were pretty bad. I mean, they're not a lot better, but like the objects were like 780 some thousand. So because it had a ton of assets that I wasn't using, and after cleaning that up on this little kind of worse than my previous computer was, it's actually loading quite fast. So that took a little bit of time. Reese, yeah, thank you so much. And that was another thing that I kind of, once I brought in all the assets, kind of created this new project kind of just from scratch, because I was also running into some issues when packing the project. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to migrate everything to a new project and just start from a better ground than what I had with my kind of hodgepodge of things. So I would recommend, if anybody's running into issues, creating a new project and migrating your assets to a new project should also help. Like it helped me. So that's a good thing to do if and plus another thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Oh, and I saw some questions. Sorry, forums. Do you know how to speed UE5 download? Um, I don't. I mean, I'm not sure if I have a Gen 3 SSD, to be honest with you, but I think it just in the end it relies on, if you're looking at the internet, it just relies on your internet speed. Because UE5 is pretty big as an engine. It's like some tens of gigs, and if you add all the bits and pieces of it, like the debug symbols and all that, it can get into like 50 gigabytes or something like that, even more probably. So yeah. But yeah, reset. So thank you on the foliage. That's another thing that I wanted to work on. And an issue that I had once I migrated the project was that my materials, like terrain materials, broke. Like it just complete, it wasn't there. So, and I kind of just recreated it, and I ended up with a much cleaner material as well, and also kind of cut back on a bunch of the foliage that I wasn't using. And so it resulted, I think, in a better result. At least it's a lot more stable. There's not that many like duplicates of things, and that was the main thing that I was running into. That I had a bunch of duplicate files that and I was using one material from one of the packages and a different material from a different from a its kind of sister package, like the duplicate package. And that's why I decided, I'm just going to migrate to a new project and kind of um, have it all and have everything that the project needs in one place and without all the extras that I don't really need. Another thing that did is my repository side was cut down in half, and the that's big because GitHub only allows for like 100 gigabytes per repository. So now mine is only 50 from before this, it being at over 100 and still having things that I cannot commit because, it's over 100. So um, that's another thing that that is also a good thing to do if you're using GitHub like I am. So let me see. So what else? When I finish download 25, yeah. Yeah, that's it exactly. I think it's 25 gigs, and then if you use, I think if you add more components, it's getting even bigger. And yeah, forums, where are you downloading from? Because I'm not sure if it's also a limiting factor on like if you're like in the States versus if you're using a VPN or if you're like in Europe or Asia or any other parts of the world. Not sure if that can limit as well, like the Epic servers could be a limiting factor to that. Yeah, so with that said, everything is brought back in as far as what we previously had, as far as the levels go and everything else, like the functionality is back in. There's some things that I need to fix because the terrain itself, it's a version from a while back when I committed it to the repository, and apparently this didn't properly commit. And right now, yeah, there's like some small things that I need to fix, like previously in a stream, we know we did the sculpting around this the stairs going down to the beach. As you can see, there's a couple of broken materials here, but everything that I needed to have is in place, which I'm really happy with because I was a little scared that I'm just gonna like things are just gonna be broken, and luckily things are there, so uh, for the most part, which is good, and yeah. But there's definitely a few changes. So along with the, like the stats when it comes to the objects, cutting back in, you know, more than almost a third. There's also like the memory usage that was cut back from what I think was averaging around 10 gigs to about 5. So I think that's also that also helped with this part. But like I said, there's some issues that I'm just gonna need to fix offline. Like some of these meshes around here where the sidewalk was, it's just not using the proper mesh. But those are, simple fixes. It shouldn't be too bad. It's just a little grinding work. Yeah, so in the UK, yeah, that's a good question. Have you done like a speed test to see how it works? Oh yeah, that's a good point with that M2 slot. All my SSDs are on I guess the regular cable, SATA, I think is what it's called. I don't have any on those M2 slots. Okay, yeah, so that was the main updates that I wanted to bring as far as, where I couldn't really do any streams over the past few weeks, that with holidays and, family visiting and all that. It's just It just didn't play out so well. But um, but yeah, starting this week and into next week, I'm just going to resume the regular streaming schedule, and work should resume on a normal pace like it was before. And so with that said, I was thinking this stream is going to be pretty short. I'm not um, since I don't have a lot of things to show, and I was just hoping to maybe work a little bit more on this back alley that uh, we started last time, and maybe get a little bit more of it, going, and get it as closer to finishing. That's what my hope is for today. So let's get going. Uh, First, I wanted to kind of make use of uh, these little steps here on this side where that entrance is. A broken SSD. I mean, that could do it, but it wouldn't really explain it why. And I also have like the same model. It's a Samsung 970. Have you tried switching to a different another hard drive and see if it helps at all? I'm just kind of wondering if it's, yeah, that's a good question. What can that be? Come on. There you go. All right, so I'm just gonna try and finish off this corner here. So, and then we'll add a little bit of the kind of the ceiling roof tile here. 7 to 8 megabytes per second. So Forbims, I was gonna ask, not sure if that came through. Have you done like a speed test on your setup so far? I'm kind of curious, what kind of speeds do you normally get? Yeah, let me know because I haven't seen that kind of uh, download speed unless I have like here I don't have really good internet. My internet here is pretty bad. But yeah, I'm wondering if that might be, I'm not sure what could be that limiting factor. So I hope you guys had a great vacation. It's I don't think I've had a day where I didn't think of, oh man, I didn't do anything this week, or I wasn't productive. But but yeah, it's good to have a vacation every now and again, I'll have to say. This should be interesting on this corner here. The good thing is this material is like what do you call it? Um, world position. I can't recall what the name of it is. So it's I can move some things around and they should be fine like that. Or it's kind of like the projection. I um I don't remember. I wish I could, but I'm no technical artist, so I can't recall what the name of this is. When you can project on surfaces like this. Hey, UD Arts, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. New Year. There we go. Thank you, thank you. All right, so for now, I'm just placing these around. Um, I'm probably going to do a little bit of a better job, but just is this is just temporary. So we get a little bit of a better um, lighting in that in this back alley here, so we don't have these kind of the light shining through pretty oddly. And another thing that I wanted to add here is the glass to be opaque because some of these are not going to be enterable anyways, and that's why. Oh, thank you for asking. It was just at home with the family. Nothing too exciting. It was just some fireworks and kind of some barbecue, kind of home cooked meal. Nothing. Uh, we're like here in kind of in the country, so there's not a lot of things going on around us. But yeah, how did you guys do it? What'd you guys do for New Year's? And I'm hoping the video is coming in okay because, like I said, I don't have the best internet, so I'm hoping there's not too much buffering with the video. Oh, nice. There you go. It's definitely a good time to do. Oops. Oh my God, what the heck? I think my mouse battery's on its way out. Yeah, nice. I think this is one of the things that I love about game development that uh, there's people from like all over the world. So that's one of the things that I definitely love about this. And yes, I do love the beach. Oh, no worries. Thank you so much for stopping by, and all the best with the exams. All right, so the length of that is almost complete. Let's just add some kind of siding. I hope that when I migrated my stuff, some of the siding materials, I'm hoping, mm, maybe not. Like I said, this is kind of where some of the issues with the migration happened. There was, since I had a lot of stuff being ignored in my repository, and the my hard drive wasn't working properly with that, I ended up kind of ended up with a bunch of these textures that have issues. So that's why there's going to be a little bit of fixing, nothing too bad, but yeah, it was a little bit of a fright when I saw that happening. Luckily, like I said, I had the repository, so I highly recommend it. You use a repository. And also, one of the things that I started talking about that helped me along with some of this transition and cleanup was actually uh, something I brought up, I believe, in the last stream, and that is this little free plugin called Project Cleaner. So, uh, what this does, along with giving you the ability to clean up your project from like unused files and whatnot, it also has, and let me see, hopefully I can open this up and not crash the engine. And yeah, that just what happened. Oh man. I I should not have touched that, but my apologies. And so what that does, if it when it works properly, and again, this is, this old computer, and that level being, pretty big, it also gives you the opportunity to clean up your or not inactive, but invalid files. And what I had a ton of those. And those are files that are on the file system, like you see them in Windows Explorer, but Unreal does not open, cannot open them. And this Project Cleaner plugin. So if you're interested, it's this one here. Let me see. Yep, this one here. So this also gives you that opportunity to clean that up. The one thing that it does, it tries to fix up all your redirects before allowing you to do the cleanup. And that's where my project has a little bit of an issue, and I'm trying to figure out which is. So yeah. Um, oh, Happy New Year, Atlantica. Welcome, welcome. LT, did you do your characters first or the buildings? I'm doing characters, but my character's gear is clipping through the outfit. Ah, I see, I see. So, um, When I run it, it will float in the air. Hmm. Um, yeah, so the way I did it, what I had used, I used when I started my project, I started with the ALS, like the Advanced Locomotion System, which is a very powerful project. And bear with me for a second while I open this main level. It's gonna take a little bit. And I have not run into that issue yet. I'm not entirely sure if are you using your character? Is that did you start it from scratch or did you grab it from an existing project, LT? And so the animations should not cause that. I'm wondering if it's something related to your collision capsule for the character and the floating in the air. I'm I'm also wondering if it's something due to the character physics or if you have anything attached to the character. Sometimes if you have like a weapon or something that has some weird physics, it might cause you to just kind of start floating around or kind of mess up the physics of the object it's attached to. But yeah, let me know if you started off your character from scratch. And sometimes clipping through the outfit, it might be because either the outfit was made on a on a different skeleton. That's one thing that I can think of. So on a different skeleton, or it has like different parenting, like the different weights. So like for example, you have a jacket and one of the weight for the clavicle or the shoulders are made are badly made. They might end up clipping through and you'd see your character basically. Hopefully that made sense. Let me know. But right, just with your information, that's what I would check first. Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, so the auto rig, I am not familiar with it. I have not used it. And when I rigged the character, I did it with all the gear on it. Huh. I'm wondering, yeah, that's I wish I could give you more ideas, but I'm not familiar with the auto rig and what that does. I usually what I usually do because I haven't used the auto rig, so I wish I knew more about it. But what I usually do is I export these things to Blender and then I um, I parent them to the skeleton that I'm using. So that's why I'm not entirely sure what the auto rig does or what it if it might have done any troubles. If you're familiar with Blender or any other tools, I'm wondering if it's worth trying one of the outfits, like exporting it into Blender and parenting it and um, and seeing if that works properly. All right, and we're back, and I think we might have lost a little bit of work, and that's why I try to save pretty often. But yeah, my apologies that I couldn't give you any more detail or any more hints, pointers. My apologies. I think my mouse is dying or something. Oh, so is the AutoRig AutoRig Pro something that's a Blender? It's a Blender thing? One second, guys. I'm trying to find a battery. Oh, shoot. Okay. 35 bucks. That's a little bit of a pricey add-on. Okay, so I'm guessing the popping the battery out and back in might have helped. Okay, that's good. I guess I did manage to save it before losing too much things. So I'm wondering if you can. I know that it probably saves you time, but I'm wondering if you do the um, oh, no, and don't worry. I I I don't mind at all when people, ask me questions because, for one, that's what I do, these streams, and second, I'm also learning about this auto rig stuff, which I had no idea about. And thank you for bringing it up. So, yeah, that's the only thing, I'm pretty basic when it comes to using, to doing the outfits for the characters. Like I said, I use the I export the skeleton and then just, parent it to to the characters. So pretty, yeah, like I said, pretty basic. Old Nag, are your roads meshes or are you using virtual textures for them? So they're all meshes, but they're meshes with that I and I use the spline, the landscape spline tool to place them in. Some of them are just plain meshes. Uh, Please don't mind the broken decals here. But for example, like this section here, these are just plain meshes for the roundabout that I created in Blender. Hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, the city is still it's still being built. Let's put it that way. That's why it looks a little messy. It's it's got a little bit of ways to go, and I think that's one of the reasons also for me streaming is I enjoy sharing this one because uh, the blueprinting is, I'm not sure if it's that visually appealing to most people, and this part is, I think it's interesting to look at, kind of cool to look at sometimes. But yeah, if you want to see anything else of how some of these meshes are put together, let me know. They're uh, they're pretty simple and there's nothing too much about it. Wait, you can take a skeleton and pair it to clothing. It might still clip, but at least I'd have all animations. Yes. So, LT, I actually have an older video on my channel where we took a jacket from Sketchfab and I parented it to, I believe it was a Miximo skeleton. So, and I actually think I actually named that one because a lot of the streams I don't really name unless there's something useful. But for this one, I believe I did name the video, kind of labeled it as, you know, uh, clothing or something parenting to Miximo, sorry, to MetaHuman. So I'm referring to MetaHuman here. And I'm just showing the process of, importing that jacket that, it's not a skeleton or anything, importing it into Blender and importing the skeleton and then parenting the jacket to the skeleton. So that way, when you jump in game, it actually turned out pretty good. I haven't seen any clipping, and some of those clipping when they happen is just a matter of painting the, like painting the weights. All right, so I guess I just didn't. Let's do it in here. Better yet. Oh, oh, very nice. Well, do you have a page for it or anything? I'd love to see it. I usually really enjoy seeing what other people are creating. And plus, I don't think we have enough games that take place in the Arctic because the one I remember, and some people might not be happy with me for mentioning it, is um, what was it? Dead Space 3. Because, I think a lot of fans of the series were not very happy with uh, that that part of it, like the Dead Space 3. I enjoyed it. It was Dead Space. It was in the Arctic-ish, with all the, snowstorms and all that thing going on. So I did enjoy it, but I think a lot of people might have not had the same opinion. So if you're not going to be able to find that video, you can hit me up on Discord, and I can uh, try and help you out with that. Because I've had other people like that join the stream, and they were having some kind of trouble, and we were able to have a quick chat on Discord, and you know, um, some were luckier than other. We were able to figure it out. Oh, nice. Well, if you're on my Discord server, please share it. I'd love to see it. Um, or at least, kind of the Facebook link. But yeah, when it comes uh, to that issue with the clothing, like I said, just hit me up and we can. I think we should be able to figure it out. Oh, nice. Yeah, and see, I think this is another reason that I like doing the streams, because people have, other projects, and um, that's one of the things that I love hearing about, kind of just what people are working on. All right, so that should be good with kind of the shading going on back here. I'm just going to apply that. Hopefully I can find that material again and apply it to this building here. Hey, Andre, you have support for me, and I also started making video games. Oh, that's awesome. Are you working on anything in particular? And I guess sometimes it happens that way, like um, we want to do like a video game and work with our friends, but I think that was one of my troubles as well, when it came um, to working with other people, is you know I have to take up their time, and they have to be committed as well. So it's kind of a mix of things. Hey, Andre, can I see what the game looks like? Can you start? Yeah, definitely. It's just gonna take a little bit of time, um, just because this is the main world, and yeah, there's a few errors after I migrated this to a new project. So I can show you. There's not a lot of functionality in here, but towards the end of the stream, so in like 5, 10 minutes or so, I can jump into the test level and I can show you a little bit more in that, when it comes to like weapons, a little bit of the combat with the enemy. In this one, I can just kind of show you around this the world, so to speak. And but unfortunately, there's not that much interaction going on in this particular level at the moment. Yeah, so LT, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to say. When it comes um, to working with others, it's very difficult because it's people can have other plans, other things going on. So yeah. And like I said, it kind of brings me back to that. That's why know, I started doing this on my own. Plus, I don't have any friends that are not already working on other projects that would have been able to pull in. And I also have, like you said, I work because you need to pay the bills, and we can't always kind of sync up and have the same schedules. Oh, actually, I forgot. I actually have some things out here. So, Andre, sorry about the performance. I'm on a really low-end computer right now, but so kind of just a little bit of the lighting and stuff. And come on, can I move through this? No, this sucks. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to see how I can exit the building. Oh shoot. Yeah, I guess the indirect lighting from this flashlight is way too bright. It's just too bright. So yeah, when it comes to what I wanted to, because I picked up that weapon. So when it comes to this is how you get your missions, and it also serves as an inventory type of idea. As you can see, I picked up the gun, so that thing is lit up in green, and it tells you what slot it's assigned to. And so yeah, once you equip the weapon, basically works just as your normal weapon would. Um, Unfortunately, I think right here is colliding with something, so that's why it's pointed down. Let me see what that is. I'm not entirely sure what it's colliding with, but so that's um, very basic. But let me spend a few more minutes in here and try and get a little bit of stuff going into this back alley. And I'll jump into the test level and show you, a little bit more of the interactions and a little bit more of, how some of the NPCs behave, even though they're not interactable a lot, the ones that I have in the level. But but yeah, right now I'm just putting things together, so that's why it's a little bit of a hodgepodge of things. So Andre, I'm making something like a survival game. Do you know how I could make a 3D model for the inventory to be, for example, a backpack with things? Well, so kind of what I just, I mean, it wouldn't be like what I just shown you, but let me, let me, I think let's do this since I was planning on on working on this alley, and this computer kind of frustrates me a little bit because it works really badly. So I'm gonna save this for next week when I'm home on my home computer to work on it. So let me jump into that the test level, and let me also show you something because you mentioned um, kind of the backpack. So and I think there's like not survival, but there's a package on the marketplace, and they have a set of animations I'm not sure I can't recall what the name of it is, but it does have, just to give you an example, so it does have the part where you take the backpack off and open the backpack. So at that point, and what I wanted to show you is similar to like my project. Why does it have an issue? Let's see, hopefully it's not too big of an issue. Because you've seen that I'm using that little um, that little device to show you like what the inventory is, what the mission is. And in an identical way, you can have the let's see what's going on here. So in an identical way, you can have the backpack. You take off the backpack, and inside the backpack, when you open it, you can have all the items that your inventory has. You just kind of spawn them inside the backpack. You kind of attach it to the backpack. I'm I'm hoping that very briefly that gives you an idea. So that's how I would do it. So if there's a tutorial, if you know, can you write in the chat? Yeah, well, Andre, do you have me on Discord? Because we can chat some more on Discord, kind of just to your particular thing. So we can discuss it on that. LT, I can buy apps and assets to help and pay people. It's just too much. Look at the day before they made, yeah. Um, and that's another thing that you don't want to get into, like a flop. So I think that's also a reason that I'm not doing like Kickstarters or anything like that because I don't want to, I want to do this thing at my own pace and also, but there's also the streaming that I'm trying to do so people kind of know, at least people that are watching it and hopefully people that are watching it later, at least they know what's um, what's going on. And so with that, I think it's difficult when you're working with other people, and when money gets involved, it's even more difficult, and that's a tough one. So Andre, hopefully, sorry if I cut off when I was talking about you. Yeah, hit me up on Discord, and I'm not sure if there's a tutorial per se. At least I haven't looked it up on YouTube, but at least I can give you some pointers on where to start because it's not difficult. Um, Trust me, it should be pretty easy as long as you have an inventory system. It's it shouldn't be too difficult. All right, so I am trying um, to fix some of the issues in here. My apologies for the delay in starting this up. But like I said, part of moving things and transitioning things over to a new project can introduce some troubles. And now I'm trying to figure out from the mission manager. This was the initiate NPCs and missions. It kind of gives you an idea of what I'm doing on game start. Just gonna try and bypass this for now. Hopefully it can compile, so at least I can, start the game, but it doesn't like this part here. See if I just disconnect these. Well, at least I can have solved that issue. Almost. So Andre, we're almost there to starting this. So this is the section of the uh, of with the plane as you start the game, basically. And this one just made things worse. Ah, come on. I'm gonna be needing to doing some fixing. All right, let's see if it might work. Ah, there it goes. So it works, at least for what it's worth. All right, so right now I think these guys are, oops, and I think I got stuck in this mesh. So this is kind of so there's so many things that are broken that I need to fix. But yeah, so the enemy would kind of march along and um, kind of once you end up being close to him, this is just a stealth takedown, as well as. But yeah, there's definitely some issues going on with it. Now, as far as the weapons go, I'm hoping that I still have them in this world. So Atlam, hey, how are you? Well, you just kind of stopped by towards the end of the stream. I wasn't going to do a too long of a stream today because I did not get to be too productive over the holiday breaks or the holiday uh, period. But is one of the things that I brought up is I ended up migrating my project into a new project, and that created a whole sort of issues. But I ended up with a much cleaner project with no duplicates and assets, and that was kind of my main thing that I was trying to do. So yeah, unfortunately, we're just getting close to ending this. I was hoping I was gonna show Andre, um, who's here on the stream, Andre 1289, show him a little bit a little bit more of the functionality, but I did not get to do that. I'm really sorry, Andre, but stop by next week because by then, sorry, I should be able to have everything, um, some of, hopefully most of these issues, if not all of them, fixed, as well as kind of the NPCs, like the NPCs also aired out. So, um, the friendly NPCs, they do their own little activities throughout the game, and that's what that's why they're here. So they all have something to do navigating between activities. I was going to show you the weapons. I was going to show you kind of the car, which is I've deleted. It's kind of the car operating the car and driving around. And but but unfortunately, like I said, due to that migration, some of these mechanics I have to recompile them. Hopefully, it's just small things like you've seen with the level. I just need to reconnect some of these nodes because like I think this one is just an object now, so I need to just reassign them to be like the plane itself. But yeah, I really wanted to do a stream just to give you guys an update, and um, and that's why it's kind of short. I didn't have a lot of things happening besides this migration over the holiday period. So, but so Atlim, sorry for joining towards the end of the stream and not me not being able to show you show anything. But hopefully next week, once I get all these or at least as many as these issues addressed, I'll be able to do a proper stream with you guys. So yeah. XFE, sorry, I just noticed that. Hello, I'm new to the channel. I consider myself a complete newbie in the realm of game dev. I'm more of an artist than a programmer, but trying to learn, but interested in what you're working on. Well, yeah, so um, welcome, welcome towards the end of this. This is a project, video game project called On Your Own, just like the name of the stream. And I think I came up with the name because I was working on this on my own and kind of it's a single player game as well. It's an action adventure type of video game. It's story based, and so you know a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's kind of the games that that I the games that I play. So I think kind of a good inspiration is Far Cry, Days Gone, and and yeah, I mean, I'm trying um, to do something on this kind of idea that I've had one evening. So hopefully it'll keep on going. Atlam, if you migrate multiple times, some of those get fixed. Yeah, it definitely does. Thank you so much. It depends on the file migration order. A lot of it are, I think, some of the issues were due to the when I migrated, like my initial project was a little bit of a mess. I'm just not gonna sugarcoat it. So it's um, it's it's definitely I'd rather fix it than try to migrate some more problems, so to speak, because the problems are small. It's just like like I was showing you on the level blueprint. Just renaming this to the proper class, and that should fix it. XAV, thank you for explaining. My pleasure. And hopefully I'll catch you on the next week's stream. I usually try to schedule the stream, a day in advance at least. I usually stream on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. And since I don't do any winter sports, it's almost all Saturdays and Sundays. But yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. Alan, thank you so much for the suggestions. And Um, LT. Oh, thank you so much for sharing the the story of the game. Like I said, if you guys have me on Discord, I'd love to chat with you more on there, as well as if you feel free to share your project and XVE. If you have any questions, I'm usually pretty active on there. I haven't been able to check it on a daily basis, over this holiday period, just, because holidays. And but I am usually there on the daily. So, all right, well, guys, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you guys have a great week coming up. And I'll definitely see you next Saturday. I have a flight back, so I'm gonna be wasting a couple of days next week. But Saturday is definitely gonna be a stream as well as hoping on Sunday. If anything changes, I'll definitely post it on Discord. All right. Uh, Thank you again for stopping by. And yeah, again, apologies that I couldn't share anything more exciting, but hopefully we'll be building towards it. So, all right. Y'all take care and have a great rest of your day, week, next week. All right. Take care. Bye.